Did you ever use the phrase solid or keep the faith
I
baby
use-
in real conversation in real life?
No, no, no. It's really interesting how things can hang on. I used solid, I think, in the first or second show, and then the writers started writing it in all the time, and I cut it all out. I said it probably in 2 shows.
So you have fond memories of doing
Oh
the
yeah,
series?
Michael and Peggy and Tig and I, we had wonderful 5 years together. I mean, everybody talks about the bloodbaths that usually take place when people are in television series, and we met on the very first day in 1968, I think it was, and we played through to 72, which was 5 seasons. And between the 4 of us, we never had a bitter experience.
You, aside from a couple of flecks of gray in your hair, look almost the same. So you must have people come up and recognize you and say
All the
things
time.
about
Oh,
you.
sure, all the
Now,
time.
does that bother you that people will still remember you about a character
Not
that you
at
played?
all. Not at all. Not one iota. I will never understand, as long as I live, how an actor can play a character for 5 to 6 to 7 to 8 years and then get bent out of shape because somebody says, "Hey, I liked you as Little Joe." You know, I liked you as Dr. Gillespie. Of course, it's going to happen, and I have nothing but positive things about Link.
I also enjoyed your performance in Purple Rain as Prince's dad.
I said, well, this guy Prince is going to star in this thing, and he wrote the music. Well, so far behind the musical curve I'd never heard of Prince. I'd never heard of Prince. I was staying at a buddy of mine's house in Pacific Palisades, and so I got back out to the house, and I asked the housekeeper, have you ever heard of a person called Prince? And she said, oh, Mr. Williams, my children have all of his records. He is this, he's that, he's this, he's that. So anyway, they wanted me to do a screen test, and I said, oh, fine. So, okay, so we went to the studio, I shot this piece of film, and Prince happened to walk into the production room just as my tape was being put in the VCR. And he stood back there, and he looked, and he says, get that guy.
So what did you think of Prince's music when you did hear it?
I thought it was sensational. Well, absolutely. I thought it was absolutely sensational. I thought it was a great score. I think probably in A Hard Day's Night, the best probably rock and roll movies I think that were made. I'm not counting documentaries, but you know.
What about Prince himself? What was he like in
He was
those days?
total professional. Absolutely professional. Very, very, very quiet. And we didn't talk off the set that much. And but a total professional. And I like that a lot. I like that big time.